Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Hi, welcome to the meeting number 562. I am Deepak, and I am the sergeant at arms for this Toastmaster meeting. Today, the theme for our meeting is growth begins where comfort ends. We have to invite that we have to sacrifice our time, sometimes sleep, or our little distractions to succeed in our life. One thing we have to remember is that success is waiting for us, but it won't come to us. We have to search for it and find it. So today it is a speakathon day, and we have many speeches available to be presented here by our speakers. Before I start the meeting, let me share the vision and mission of our Toastmasters. At Toastmasters, we provide a supportive and positive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. Now, before we start the meeting, let me share some ground rules to have this meeting conducted smoothly. First, let's switch off our mobile or put it in silent mode so that people won't be distracted. You have 5 seconds to do that. If in Toastmasters, we refrain from talking about sex, politics, and religion. So avoid discussing about these topics in this meeting. And while a speaker is speaking, avoid walking through the corridor to avoid distractions for speakers as well as listeners. So try to avoid. If you want to step out, please ensure that you don't distract the audience and speakers. Now, for the speakers, try to be in this frame so that you won't go out of this display, and our online listeners can view the speakers. Now, let me welcome our presiding officer, Afsal. Afsal is a talent acquisition leader, and he is in this industry for 18 years. He loves to meet people, travel. Presiding officer, stage is yours.
Good afternoon, everybody.
Good afternoon.
Thank you very much, Deepak, for that warm introduction. So, as the presiding officer, I declare the meeting number 562 of Electronic City Toastmasters Club open. So I formally would like to invite all of you or welcome all of you to Electronic City Toastmasters Club. I would also like to acknowledge the presence of dignitaries like distinguished Toastmaster Sudesh Opi. Okay. So Electronic City Toastmasters Club has been, like a Toastmasters, it's purely a platform where each one of us volunteer and focus on our leadership as well as communication journey. Toastmaster has been here for over 100 years. Talking about Electronic City Toastmasters Club, it was started in 2016 January, so having presence of over a decade. Multiple presidents, multiple story, and the stage that we have today, it's a legacy of everything that's been done today. And this specific club has developed multiple leaders, district for district, division, area, etc. Last year, Electronic City Toastmaster was awarded as Smedley Distinguished Club, which is the highest recognition any club can receive within Toastmasters. So I think that it makes each one of us a contributor of where we are today. So I really encourage each one of you to applaud and welcome all of us. Also, the online members and evaluators who we have today in the meeting. So I'd like to invite a couple of guests who are first timer to come on stage and introduce them and tell why they are here and who introduced them to Toastmasters. So any first timer guests here? Rishabh, all right.
Hello everyone. My name is Rishabh and a little bit about myself. By profession, I am chartered accounting and currently I'm working in Sinji International, who is a part of Biocon Group. And why I am here is because I wanted to improve my communication skills because I understood that this is very much important when I go up and ladder in the corporate world. And my manager and other colleagues also introduced to me this Toastmasters.
Thank you. Arun.
Hi everyone, good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening.
So basically, I'm from Coimbatore. Currently, I'm residing in Kottur. I'm working as a design engineer in one of the German MNC company, which is located in Kottur. Recently, I have moved to Kottur. So then I tried to find the right platform to improve my communication. So finally, I got this platform. So why I am here means I can read and I can listen everything very well, but when it comes to speaking, I'm very nervous and I'm not able to find the right words to implement when I'm speaking. So that's why I'm here.
Right, so round of applause for Arun We will go with one more guest. Do we have any first timer guests here? Thank you so much. Please come on stage. We would like to know your name. How did you get to know about Toastmasters and who introduced? Why you are here? So that's quick 1 minute. Sure.
Yeah, I'm Abhishek. I knew about the Toastmaster when I was searching online. I saw that like it's open from 4 to 6, so I came today. Myself, I work in some startup as a director of engineering. Yeah, and I live in electronics. Right.
So we see additional guests walking in, but we will come to you towards end of the meeting, with the time constraints. So what is the most comfortable thing that each one of us can do? Sleeping, or stay at home doing nothing, right? So, but we all choose to wake up, get out of our house, do anything, right? Either it could be study, job, startup, playing, whatever. So we all have crossed that path. We all have decided to step out of our comfort zone. And today we all are here, not on a Monday, not on a Friday. We are here on a Saturday afternoon, which is a pure time for family, friends, and fun. But if we have decided to get up, dress up, stay here for 3 dedicated hours, we are already out of our comfort zone. So I definitely encourage each one of us to keep this on and ensure that whatever dream that we have, which allowed us to join Toastmasters, we pursue that. And every step that we take, we remember the primary vision before standing here on stage and delivering a speech or taking any role. So with that, without further ado, I would like to introduce somebody who would be the Toastmaster of the day. So today we will have three Toastmaster of the day to have three segments of the speakerthon. His name is Ramesh Dharmarajan. He's a very humble gentleman with over 2 decades of experience in IT firm. He is a fitness enthusiast. We could find out from his physique. So Ramesh, why don't you come on stage and present?
Thank you very much for the introduction, sir. Hello, dear. How are you feeling? Very good. How are you feeling now? Great. Okay, this energy we need. Let me share my experience before we getting into so much of Dhyan or lecture. First thing, I have a condition called glossophobia. Do you know what is glossophobia? Nobody. Glossophobia. Huh? Yeah, please.
Trouble speaking, like stammering kind.
Yeah, it's a fear of public speaking. In fact, I had it from childhood. It is see, so I went to a nice psychologist, did some CBC, cognitive behavior therapy, but still I have the same because there is until or unless you are coming out of your comfort zone and get into action, that will not go off. So I have joined here in last October, and from there, I come to stage, I was sergeant at arms, I do, but till now, I have not completed one speech. Only first icebreaker speech, because I was not telling that I will tell some excuse, but now I understood the importance of coming out of the comfort zone and speaking. You do mistakes, you do wrong things, it is always welcome. There is a famous actor. I really like that actor. He always say, "कुछ पाने के लिए कुछ होना भी पड़ता है." To obtain something, you need to do something. I don't know who all watch Hindi movies. His name is Shah Rukh Khan. He's a famous actor. So he used to tell that. So and one more thing, we know that calm sea never created good sailors. A ship on the harbor is not meant for, it'll be safe. It won't wreck, it won't get into electricity. But the purpose of ship is not built for that. It has to go, it has to face all the difficulties and then move on. So likewise, we are not meant to live only for our comfort zone. We are meant to grow, explore, and become our best selves. It is one of the famous quote by John A. Shedd. And our theme is exactly about it. The theme growth begins where comfort ends. In the plain English language, we have to come out from the comfort zone and get into action. At last, action speaks louder than words. So today we have, I will be the TMOD of the day. Today we have speakerthon with 9 speakers and 9 evaluators. From 4 to 5 p.m., I will be the Toastmaster of the day or Master of Ceremonies. To help us, we have a timer. Her name is Alfonso. Let us let me introduce her. Alfonso Joe is a software engineer who enjoys building solutions through thoughtful problem solving. She likes reading in her free time, especially content that offers new perspectives. She joined Toastmasters to grow as a communicator, share her ideas with clarity, and connect with like-minded folks. The stage is yours.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ramesh. So I'll be the timer for the first phase of the meeting. And as a timer, it will be my duty to keep track of the timings for all the speakers that will be speaking over here, such as the speeches will be of 5 to 7 minutes. In case they are icebreaker, they are 4 to 6. And I'll be showing the green card at 4th minute. Then I'll be showing, 5th minute. I'll be showing the red card at the 6th minute. And I'll be, yellow card at the 6th minute. And I'll be showing the 7th red card at the 7th minute. And there are also evaluations. So evaluations will be 2 to 3 minutes. And for evaluation at 2 minutes, I'll be showing the green card, and the 2 minutes and 30 seconds, I'll be showing the yellow card. And at third minute, I'll be showing the red card. So that's it. And even though we are planning to step out of our comfort zone in this meeting, I hope we'll be able to do it within the limits of time. So thank you.
Thank you. So with that, let me introduce our first evaluator, Preetham Chowdhury. Where is Preetham? He's online. Okay.
Hey, I joined from online.
Okay, very good. Preetham Chowdhury, an engineer by profession, problem solver by passion, and explorer in nature, who always ready to trek and food. He is not always he is not at work. He must be capturing mountain top. The stage, the virtual podium is yours. Toastmaster, Preetham.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day. Hello, everyone. Today, my target speaker, Varun, will be attempting his level 1, project 2.
Hello, Preetham.
Preetham, can you
Come
video?
on video?
We want to see you.
Okay. I hope I am visible to everyone.
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah, sorry guys, I have to take this from outside. That's why initially I was in off camera. So nevertheless, my target speaker today, Varun, is attempting his level 1, project 2. And in this speech, he will try to write and deliver a speech with purpose. I wish all the best to my target speaker, Varun. And over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you. Arun is our first speaker. Varun currently pursuing BE Aeronautical Engineering, third year in Dayananda Sagar College of Engineering. His passion is in cricket, chess, and football, and traveling. His ambition is to get a good job in aeronautical field. He is fun-loving, energetic, and jovial. Varun, the stage is yours. Varun, the ball that shapes cricket. The ball that shapes cricket. Varun. The stage is yours.
So before I start, how many of you watch cricket? How many of you know there are 3 different manufacturers and cricket is 3 different colors of balls, depending on the format? So yeah, that is my speech. So me being a avid cricket fan, started to watching all 3 formats of the game, watching different aspects of the game. Thought every format has a different ball. Every country uses a different manufacturer. So I thought, what makes these manufacturers work in these countries? So I did work on it. So as I thought, there were 3 different. As I said earlier, cricket is built 3 different color balls. White, which is used for the T20s and ODIs, the one-day games. The red ball used for the day test matches, and the pink ball, which is used for the day-night test matches. And every color, the ball colors, has its own purpose. First, the red balls. The red ball was the first kind of cricket which was played, which is used in day games and was used in one-day games until 2000s, where day-night games become prevalent. And as red ball cannot be seen in change in lights or twilight conditions, so they had to scrap into white ball. So white ball came into existence from the 1992 World Cup through the Kerry Packer series. Kerry Packer is a private investor in Australia, technically a businessman who wanted to change cricket from day cricket to day-night cricket. So he thought, why not the red ball? So he thought he'd try different colors. So he brought the white ball into the concept. white ball can be used in the from the late afternoon till the night, as it has a good visibility and can last for a day. Then came the pink ball. Then came the idea in the late 2010s. The idea of introducing a day-night test match came into this picture. So the pink ball came, they tried different colors. Again, it's the same association of Kelly Packer itself. Decided to try the same pink ball. So before pink ball was introduced, there were many other colors: blue, orange, white, not white, sorry, brown. There were many other colors. The problems came in the sighting, as blue generally matches sky, and orange, brown, yellow had the color were not visible in the pitch. So came the pink ball, which could be used in a twilight test matches. So every ball has a different type of coating, different lasting time, and different purpose. So in the white ball is not meant to last more than 25 to 30 hours. So that is why in year 2012-13, ICC decided to introduce a two new ball rule, or else batters started to complain. As batters started to complain, the ball getting completely different side. Like in a cricket ball, there are two sides. One is called the tournament side, one is called the manufacturer side, which I'll be talking about in the speech. So when in the late, if a ball gets 30 to 40 overs, the bowler can just keep one end shine and one end and one end damage, create some reverse, which made batters feel a disadvantage as the ball moves very unpredictable and it moves here, there, left, right, and center. So ICC brought the two new ball rule from 2015, but the two new ball rule caused one more disadvantage was for the bowlers, as there was no reverse swing and death. There was run scoring after a certain period. So ICC now has brought a new rule, which means for 34 overs, it will be two new balls. From the 35th over, the fielding team captain can choose one ball, which he feels will help the bowling side so that it doesn't become too disadvantageous. 35 to 50 will play with one ball full. So yeah, the white ball is not much coated, so the white ball gets brown damage easily, gets into dew easily, and it cannot be used for longer formats. Now I come to red ball. The red ball, the oldest ball, the pure form of cricket, as people say. The red ball was generally made by more of coating and more black, so it lasts longer and has more grip and swing. But that red ball itself has a different swing and different time. So, and the pink ball. The pink ball is also made like similar to red ball used in test matches, but it has more coating and seam, which the ball stays fresher and longer. But the pink ball doesn't reverse as much as the red does. Now coming to different manufacturers of the ball. Cricket balls are commonly manufactured in three countries and three manufacturers. Dukes in England, Kookaburra in Australia, and SG in India. Dukes uses handmade seam, handmade stitches, and everything is handmade from the base to thing. On the other hand, Kookaburra is extremely model, which does everything, including seam stitching and ball manufacturing. On the other hand, SG uses partial machine and partial hand making. The seam is hand stitched, while the other parts like the shine and stuff are made through this thing. The Duke's ball is generally meant to last longer and stays new for a longer time. So traditionally, bowlers prefer the Duke's ball as it stays new, stays fresh, and can be used. And Duke's is a bit difficult to reverse depending on how they manufacture them. Kookaburra, on the other hand, in Australia, stays new, swings for 15 to 30 overs, and then it starts to become soft and flat, and batters can easily bat him. SG, on the other hand, stays a bit new, stays a bit old. It's kind of here and there, as it's partially hand and partially machine made. And every manufacturer uses different kind of coat and different kind of seam. And as this can be related to life, we in cricket, as a different colors of ball, process different challenges and different seam type. So as similarly in life, we'll face no challenges similar, no aspect of thing is going to be similar, and everybody has a different opinion on X, Y, Z. So similar, like in cricket, we have to accept the differences, difficulties of the different challenges, and adhere to it. Thank you. What do you think about it?
Thank you very much for the speech. See, I can relate some points because I'm a cricket lover. I love cricket. From my childhood, I used to watch cricket, so I know anything, but these informations are quite alien to me. So with that, let me introduce our evaluator, Rajesh, a South Indian specialty chef with 20 years of hospital-industry experience. Currently working with MTR Food Private Limited as an R&D chef. The stage equal.
My target speaker, Sudarshan, is attempting a project from Pathway Dynamic Leadership, Project 1, Project 2, and Level 2. The purpose of this project is for the member to learn about different communication styles and identify their primary style. So the purpose of this speech is for the member to share the impact of their style on others. All the very best. The timer, please note that timing is 5 to 7 minutes. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you very much. Let me introduce the second speaker, Sudarshan. Sudarshan is a senior program manager, management consultant, and transformation leader with over a decade of experience in IT and consulting industry. A proud father of a daughter, he is driven by curiosity and constant desire to learn new things. Sudarshan, the perfect blend. The perfect blend. Sudarshan. Sudarshan, the stage is yours.
Thank you, TM Modi. Am I audible and visible?
Yes.
Yes.
Good evening, Toastmaster of the day, fellow Toastmasters, and my dear prospective members. Have you ever attended a meeting where one person says, let's decide quickly? Another says, before we decide, let's hear everyone's opinion. Someone else asks, can we look at the data before deciding? And another one says, can we have first coffee? Better decision can happen after coffee. Same meeting, same topic, different people, different communication styles. Who is right? The answer is all of them. Because communication is not just about what we say, it's about how people receive it, what we say. Recently, I completed my Toastmaster communication style assessment. And I discovered that my primary style is analytical. Honestly, I was not surprised. If someone asked me for a 2 minutes update, I prepare 10-slide PowerPoint. Being analytical has helped me in my career as a transformation leader. I enjoy solving problems using facts and data. Once I presented a detailed improvement plan for one of my critical projects to senior stakeholder, I had chart, I had dashboard, I had process map. I thought I had everything. After 2 minutes, one leader smiled and asked, Sudarshan, what is your recommendation? That's when I realized something important. People always don't need more information. They need right information. Since then, before I prepare any presentation, any speech, I think, who is my audience? Who is my target groups? Even Toastmaster taught me another valuable lesson. When I delivered my first speech, I spoke so fast. Even I was not sure what I had delivered that day. After my speech, my evaluator smiled and said, "Your content is so good. Now let's enjoy it. Slow down." That advice changed my speaking forever. I learned that communication, it's not about speaking more, it's about helping others to understand better. Another biggest lesson, however, it came from home. Sometimes my wife shares something about her day, what happened, like that. Immediately, my analytical brain start to offering solutions. One, two, maybe three. Finally, she smiles and says, "I don't need solution. I just want you to listen." That day, I learned listening is also a communication. Sometimes people don't need advice. They simply need someone who understands them. Today, still, I love facts. I love analysis. That's how who I am. But Toastmaster had taught me the great communicators don't change their personality, they adopt their communication. If someone is direct, I'll brief them. If they are supportive, I will listen patiently. If they are initiating, I will match their enthusiasm. And if they are analytical, I'll bring the data and maybe one backup slide just in case. I leave with you one final thought today. Communication is like make a cup of coffee. Some people like it strong. Some people like it light. Some wants extra sugar. Some don't want sugar at all. The coffee is not wrong, right? The taste is simply different. In the same way, there is no perfect communication style. The best communicator is the one who adjusts their blend based on who is sitting across the table. Because communication is not about speaking louder, it's about connecting better. With that, over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Sudarshan, for the best speech that you have given now. So this one, when we talk about the communication, we can easily correlate in our corporate world. Right? So we all have to be a very good communicator, and the communication, there shouldn't be any gap. And if you have something to rectify, you have to have a proper communication and move on. Thank you so much. And third evaluator is ETM Sadish Bobby. He's a solution architect by profession, and he is blessed with impeccable language skills and powerful voice. And he's a true leader, a continuous learner, and the stage is yours.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster of the Day, Toastmaster Ramesh.
The target speaker, Abhishek Negi, is attempting his first speech from the second part. That means he's already completed the first part with ease. And the second part is presentation master. In Toastmasters, we have a tradition. Whenever the person gives the first speech, at the end, we stand up and applaud just to celebrate the moments that is there, right? So the target speaker is attempting icebreaker. It's going to be of 4 to 6 minutes, in which he's going to introduce himself to the club. And I'll be looking at how he's introducing the as a speaker today, and I'll be giving my evaluation based on that. All the very best, Toastmaster Abhishek Negi.
Abhishek Negi is a software engineer, works in Code with extensive years of experience, more extensive experience in building software with striking Abhishek is rediscovering himself. Yeah. Keep rediscovering Abhishek. Abhishek, keep rediscovering ourselves. The stage is your perspective.
I was standing outside a room. I took a deep breath, opened the door, and walked into a room that changed my life forever. I saw people, they were smiling, they were encouraging one another, and they were communicating with confidence. I walked up to one of the members and I told him, "This is my first Toastmasters meeting and I don't know what to do." That person replied with confidence, welcome to your first Toastmasters meeting. Soon our member will explain everything to you. Please take a seat and you are going to enjoy it. And that day changed my life forever. Presiding officer, Toastmaster Day, fellow Toastmasters, and dear guest. Welcome, good evening to you all.
Good evening.
My name is Abhishek Negi, and I'm here to tell the story how I kept rediscovering myself. I'm from Bhawanipatna, a small city in the western part of Odisha. If I see my childhood and my people around me, I see achievers. My father was an engineer, my brother became a doctor, my mother was maintaining everything smoothly, and there I was, still trying to discover myself. During my school days, I loved everything in my school, except the classes itself. I was into sports, I was into debate, science exhibition, and many other things. But when it comes to studies, something didn't click. I was keep trying to think, what is going wrong? Why it is not working? Why everyone is doing everything smoothly? I got the answer after a few years when I joined engineering. I joined engineering in National Institute of Science and Technology, that is in Berhampur, Odisha. In the college, I met so many people with different ideas and mindset. I met people who were into programming, who were in robotics, science, some were writer, singer, guitarist, poem, and so many different things. I saw people, they were passionate about what they are doing, and they have quite a variety of skills. I thought to myself that I will try everything that I get my hands on. And I did the same. I started to do programming, swimming, reading, writing, so many things. In our college, there were so many different clubs. I decided that I will join 3 different clubs. One is programming, electronics, and robotics club. And the experience was amazing. I also discovered that the club is a bit different than the classroom program. Now, many Toastmasters club members would agree that in classes, there is always a teacher and a student. But a club doesn't work in that. In club, we learn from one another by doing something. All of us are teacher, all of us are student. We do not just learn, we participate in it. And with this club and with the experience that I gained through it, I spent all my time to learn something new every single day. I was playing with different technology. I went to different competitions and conferences throughout India, and that changed something in me. I also noticed that my grades were historically low. Still, I was not focusing on them that much because anyway, I found my passion, but somehow it started improving. I found that when we have the practical skills, the theory and everything comes into the picture because our understanding improves over the time. I also discovered something about myself that I do not learn by reading, I do not learn by listening or writing. I learn by doing. As Benjamin Franklin said, tell me and I forget, teach me and I remember, involve me and I learn. Then I joined my professional life in 2017 in Pune. And when you join the professional life, a life is bit different than your college life, right? Because during your college life, you are shielded by your either your college or your school or your parents. But when you go to a professional life, you are out there in the open. And if you are not ready, then you cannot handle everything. I was in that situation. I didn't have any soft skill, and that roller coaster ride, it started to go down. I started to panic and my performance reduced. I did only thing I knew. I joined a club, that is the Toastmasters Club. I can still remember my first speech. My hands were trembling. My heart, it was beating. My brain was keep trying to tell me, what are you doing? You are not for the stage. Abort the mission, abort the mission. But I pushed through and I gave my first speech. I can still remember that feeling. After giving the speech, I got the standing ovation and something changed in me. That one speech became another speech, that became another responsibility. I became secretary, vice president, president, AD, and so many club and district. I took so many clubs and district roles. I attended the first electricity Toastmasters Club meeting during their contest and salute to those speeches, amazingly written and well delivered. I enjoyed it thoroughly. I am in this club because I want to keep experiencing and learning myself. I want to improve my communication and public speaking ability. That negative voice is still there, warning me and asking me to stop. But I want to reduce the power of this negative voice and improve my own power. I am here to learn with all of you. I want to learn from you and I want to help you grow in your journey. I know that everyone can rediscover, all of us can rediscover ourselves. So I believe the journey has only started and there is much more mile to achieve. Thank you and over to you.
Was an insightful speech, and I can really correlate because even I came for that purpose to rediscover. Keep rediscovering ourselves. It is one of the best speech. I really liked it, and because it had call to action itself. See, when we talk about all those things, I have always remember one chapter I studied when I was in 3D. That is plus two. Have you heard about Saint George Bernard Shaw? Saint George Bernard Shaw? He is a famous public speaker. He born in Dublin, Ireland, capital Dublin. When he started speaking, he said he called us bump ears with God and idiot. You know what the meaning of that meaning? Later I came to know those days we don't have enough references even in the dictionary. Later I found that that means he was they called him a beautiful fool because he was completely thinking about how to speak, but he was not able to deliver because the clear case of local popular. And before we conclude, I just want to talk 1 second. Okay. I want to call all the evaluators. Okay, evaluator, income Chaudhary, you can give your evaluation outcome.
Hey, Preetham, you are in mute.
Pritham, we cannot hear you, you're on mute.
Yeah, sure, sure. I hope now I am audible and visible.
Yeah, very much.
That's good.
Okay. Timer, please restart our timing. So, what a wonderful speech of a ball that shapes the cricket. My target speaker, Varun, had an excellent speech telling us about how the cricket ball is being manufactured and how the color code has been evolved over the time. And also, not only that, it shaped the cricket that we see today. M- My target speaker, Varun, today you had showed an excellent quality of a potential speaker, that is audience engagement. You started your speech with a question: how many of you watch cricket? And I don't know about others, but I was immediately hooked into your speech. Oh, you are telling about cricket. Wow. But as your speech progressed, I learned a lot about cricket ball, which is absolutely serves the purpose of your speech. And the purpose of his speech was to write a script and deliver the speech with a purpose. And you definitely had a purpose to tell people how cricket ball shapes the entire game of cricket. But as your speech progressed in a middle, your speech was sounding more like a Doordarshan news. Have you ever heard of Doordarshan news? Great. Yeah. So your speech was like a monologue in between. I would challenge you to introduce some vocal variety and body language in your speech. Instead of just speaking or reading out your script, you add some you add some vocal variety. You add some body language. Whenever you are speaking something, let's say if the ball is red, this will happen. Instead of saying like this, say if the ball is red, then this set of people eh, are able to play this with very good precision, right? So add some vocal variety and body language in your speech. During your speech, while your hand gesture was accurate and sufficient, but your stage usage was very limited. You were standing still in your area. Try to use the entire stage. If required, just identify before your speech what is the stage area, and during your speech, use the entire space of the stage. Overall, you had an excellent speech with excellent audience engagement, excellent purpose of the speech. I challenge you to improve your vocal variety and body language and the stage present in your next speech, which will make your next speech at the top. And all the best to Varun for your next speech. Thank you. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Let me introduce our second event, Rajesh and take it forward. Thank you.
Thanks. So much. Can we give a big round of applause to Sudarshan? What a wonderful speech. You're so energetic. Sudarshan, you are excelled in your body language, especially the hands gesture. I was really impressed by your hand gesture, how you have explained the way. It was so nice to see. Second was your confidence. throughout your delivery, I have seen 100% or more than 100% confident in your delivery. The third one was the speech objective. You met the speech objectives of learning the communication styles and telling to the people with the different communication styles. Now, you may improve on. One thing is you have started with the question, but you did not pass to the audience to answer. You continue with your question by answering yourself. Instead of that, my recommendation is to allow the audience to respond to your question so that the interaction start from there. That audience engagement would have been better. The attention will be a double folded. And second thing, you have given a lot of statements, which is very valuable. But how do I connect with the examples? For example, you said people do not need more information, but right information. How? Someone, as an audience, I want to know more from my personal connection. How you have given the example, how you are connected with your wife and the listening. That was something I was looking into, even this also. In this statement, people do not need more information, but right information. If you would have connected with your wife and the listening, a same personal connection and the emotion would have been reached, and I would have been understood more as an audience. And you have utilized 6 minutes 40 seconds. So you have again 60 seconds extra to talk. So you would have been delivered little more information on the personal connections and the emotions. Overall, a well-structured speech with a very good body language and a purposeful hand gesture. 200% confident on the delivery, on the content by completing your project with met objectives of a different kinds of communication style, which you said the direct, supportive, initiative, and analytical. By interacting and little more pass in between the question and the audience engagement and the personal connection with the emotion for the statement would have been elevated your speech to the another level and to the advanced level. Overall, excellent speech and all the very best for your future speeches.
Thank you, Toastmaster Rajesh.
Thank you so much for that evaluation. And let me call DTM Sudesh Bobby to provide his evaluation outcome.
Why do you need to rediscover yourself? First, you have to discover yourself, right? That means you have already discovered yourself in one or the other way. Well, good evening, fellow Toastmasters. A very warm good evening to my target speaker, Toastmaster Jake Nagin. I was expecting a roller coaster ride from your icebreaker speech, considering that this is the second speech that you're delivering. And did you do justice? Yes, of course you did. What are things that I liked about your speech? Number one, you started with that hook. I entered the meeting, and there he was, welcoming me. Yeah, welcome to Toastmasters meeting. Not just that one. And you connected well at the end, closed the loop, saying that through Toastmasters, I am rediscovering myself. Number one thing is the hand gestures and the stage usage. Ideally, I've observed that when people deliver the speeches, they go like this and give speech, talking in a conversation. But you didn't do that because the best way to deliver a conversational speech is to go diagonal. That way, I'm looking at you. You are the target audience. You are connecting to everyone. That was fantastic. In a conversation, you connected with everyone, though you were diagonally located. You did not go this way. I really like that one. Second one, in icebreaker speeches, I would expect people to deliver, talk about their school days, their college days, where they were born, what are their passions. And did I come to know about all these? Yes, I did, because you said you were born in Odisha and spoke about your school days. And what were you good at? You were jack of all trades, but the studies. But later you discovered that your studies will improve when you work on other aspects because you learn by doing things and not through the textbook. I really admire. Did you take me back to my college days? Yes, of course, because I was also participating in a lot of activities like cricket, football, volleyball, you nailed it, and you did all. You took all of us to our college days. Now, you connected very well at the end to the Toastmasters. I am here because I want to learn. The best way to learn is by doing, not by the textbook, not go by the textbook. Toastmaster Abhishek Negi, considering that this is your second part, if I have to give you one idea to work upon, would be the pauses, because at times you must give the pauses, especially there were different segments. I would stop giving a pause or give a pause after my school day. That I complete my school days. Then I move on. Probably I walk. Then I talked about my college days. That way, as a speaker, as an audience, I would know that, okay, the speaker is transitioning from one segment to the other one. As I was taking the notes, I could not find that gap because you moved on. Just focus on the pauses. I'm sure that everybody would love your speech. Toastmaster Abhishek, you spoke about the school days, childhood days, your education. You spoke about the passions you learn by doing things. If you just work on giving that pauses and keep up the body language to the audience connect, I'm sure that you will rock on any stage.
Thank you for that comprehensive evaluation of points. So before we conclude, the growth begins where comfort ends. I just want to reinforce one famous quote by Martin Luther King. If you can't fly, then run. If you can't walk, then if you can't run, if you can't fly, then run. If you can't run, then walk. If you can't walk, then crawl. But by all means, keep moving. With that, we are going. Yeah, you finally first.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ramesh. So I'm back with the timer report and starting off with the speeches. So speaker one, Varun, his time was 7 minutes and 14 seconds. Toastmaster Sudarshan was 6 minutes and 40 seconds. Toastmaster Abhishek was 6 minutes and 24 seconds. Then coming to the evaluations, evaluator one, Toastmaster Preetham was 3 minutes and 7 seconds. Toastmaster Rajesh was 3 minutes and 4 seconds. And finally, Toastmaster Sudesh was 3 minutes and 22 seconds. That's all for my timer report. Back to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you for the detailed time report. So with that, we are end with the first session. Now we need to recharge ourselves because our brain work there now. So we have to. So we'll go for a tea break of 15 minutes. 15 minutes, right? Then yeah, actually, yes.
Welcome back, everyone. Now we are into the second session of the speaker talk. Let me welcome Ram Kumar. He is with Toastmasters for a long time, and he's going to be the TMOD for our second session. Stage is yours.
Hello, everyone. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and the prospective members.
Good evening.
I think you are all energized and recharged the samosas. Okay. So, can anyone help me to say the theme of the day?
Growth begins where comfort ends.
One second, please, for me.
Growth begins where comfort ends.
Growth begins where comfort ends. So, by saying that, are we are we out of comfort zone?
Yes.
By saying that, we are out of comfort zone?
No.
Definitely no. We have to work on that. So, I know only cricket, but today I came to know in that cricket there are 3 types of balls. The speech of Toastmaster was. So if I would have come out of my zone and I learned about cricket, I would have known that. And one more example I can give that whenever all the prospective members are coming to our class, they are all sitting at one side and all the members are sitting at other side. If you want to come out of your comfort zone, please sit with your unknown person and maintain your network so that it will be, we will come out of our comfort zone and that will help to our growth. Having said that, today we have, we are in the Hackathon second segment. In this segment, we have 4 features followed by 4 evaluations with evaluators. So to continue to run this segment, let me welcome this segment's timer, who is a football player. He is not going to play today, now, but he is a football player and he is the engine of this learner, Toastmaster Deepak Jose.
Hello everyone, I'm back again. So once Buddha said that the trouble is that we have time. So it's true that we have time, but we don't have a lot of time. And I am here acting as a timer to ensure that the speaker doesn't cross his time limits. So for a speaker, when he reaches his minimum time, I'll show the green card. Or after when he reaches his crosses certain time, I'll show the yellow card, and once he crosses his maximum time, I'll show the red card. For example, for a speech, for a regular speech, the time is 5 minutes. So once he minimum time is 5 minutes, and I'll be showing green card, and then yellow, and finally red card. Okay. So at the end of this meeting, I'll be presenting my report. So over to you.
Thank you. In addition to that, evaluation is 2 to 3 minutes. Deepak? Yes, 2 to 3 minutes.
Yes.
2, 2.5 and 3.
Yeah.
Okay. With that, we'll start our Hackathon second segment. So to provide the objectives of next speaker, let me invite one who is a video editor, spoken English tutor, and a YouTuber. And she is a dedicated Toastmaster since 2023. He is a proud member of All Women Entrepreneur Toastmasters Club. Let me welcome our evaluator to provide objectives of next speaker, Toastmaster Amanda. Toastmaster Amanda, please provide the target speaker objectives.
Thank you. My target speaker, Toastmaster Afzal, is doing his level 2 project 3 of the pathway strategic relationship. The purpose of this project is for the member to clearly define how Toastmasters envision mentoring. The purpose of the speech is for the member to share some aspect of a previous experience as a protege. The title of the speech is Adjust the Dial, Own the Decision. A note to the timer, the speech time is 5 to 7 minutes. Good luck to the speaker and over to you.
Thank you, Mr. Amanda. With that, let me introduce our next speaker, our first speaker for this segment. He is a Toastmaster of Electronic City since 2023, and he has came out of his comfort zone and performed various roles in our club. And now he is the first member of Toastmasters Electronic City Toastmasters Club. He is none other than Toastmaster Afzal. Toastmaster Afzal.
Wow.
Toastmaster Afzal. Adjust the dial, won the decision. Adjust the dial, won the decision. Toastmaster Afzal.
Confidence is not about they will like me. Confidence is about I'll still be fine if they don't. Good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters and dear prospective members.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Do you remember your first day at office or maybe first day at college where you had to face an executive or a director or a manager or your principal and you are blank? Raise your hand if any one of you faced that situations. I was no exception. So 18 years back, when I joined a talent acquisition or recruitment agency, down the line, I had to be in meetings where we had executives, directors, managers. I always question myself, do I even belong in this specific room? What exactly should I talk? What if the questions that I'm asking is silly? So I always, like kept quiet, my hands started to shiver, there was sweat in my hand, and I just keep questioning. So eventually, I had an opportunity to meet one of our vice presidents who was visiting India through a one-on-one. And this was very exact question that I asked him. He gave me a great suggestion. He said, Afzal, learn to calibrate. What does that mean? Calibrate. He suggested, whenever you have to meet a CEO, think as a CEO. Now, am I trying to be somebody else? No. I'm just trying to calibrate to be in that specific space by adjusting my mindset, my posture, my body language, and my confidence level. So that allows me to face this person boldly and have meaningful conversations. And these specific suggestions really helped me throughout my journey evolving as a leader. That gave me confidence to face people of any industry, any designations, as well as like gender, because that was one area where I was very hesitant talking to the opposite gender. And I slowly started to evolve on that specific area. And that helped me in having, as I stated, meaningful conversations, good negotiations, and cracking deal. The calibration again doesn't go, it's not a one side show. So as you could calibrate yourselves to step up to be a CEO or a director, you also must degrade who you feel you are while talking to somebody who is just getting started. So as I started to hire employees or team members, juniors, and I had opportunity to mentor them, I cannot act with my designations. So always remember, first we need to make a connection with the person that you're talking to, or you are relying on them to get certain things done. Now, if you cannot build that connection, probably you fail in getting things done or having yourself or empowering yourself as a leader. So always think, I started thinking, like what happens, what I would do while I was getting started in my career. I would probably be thinking, should I ask these questions? What if like they feel the question is very much silly, etc., etc. So I try to, like degrade myself to a new joiner, have that conversation, build that trust, and then, like get things done. So this was a very eye opener for me to calibrate with the person that you're interacting and make very meaningful connections, because your corporate life might stop, but the connections that you made throughout this specific journey, that's something that you always take away with you. Now, coming to the second point, it's all about decision making. So as leaders or as evolving leaders, we all make decisions every single day. It's just not 1, 2, 10. It could be in our professional life, it could be in our personal life, it could be with your the spouse or parents, etc., even with your kids, right? So the definition of a leader or the depth of a leader comes from the kind of decision he has taken and the kind of decision he is capable to take. Would you agree with me?
Yes, of course.
Yeah. So there could be two things that we could do. So while I was getting involved in decision making, I always relied on my leader for an approval. I am taking this decision. Do you think this is right? Should I take this or should I take this? And there was a very powerful message came from me from my reporting director then. She stated, Afzal, don't second guess yourself. I repeat, Afzal, don't second guess yourself. And this one sentence that I have on my office room, on my diary, and everywhere else, because she reminded me every single time I went to her asking for an approval, which is right, which is wrong. So now you could do two things as a leader while you take a decision. Number one, take a decision. What would happen? It would go right or it would go wrong, right? So based on all the learning that you have, based on all the data that you have, take a decision with your instinct. And there are exceptions. There are exceptions where you have to involve people. It's not always you take your own decisions. Take a decision, and if it goes right, it would always make you a better and a stronger leader and encourage you to take even a bolder decision next time. And what if you fail? If you fail, all you need to do is to apologize, own your decision, and understand what was the right one. Learn from it, incorporate in your decision-making skills, and take better and bigger decisions next time. So there is no way of taking a decision and failing. Don't get afraid. Take it and learn from it if you fail. So these two things really helped me to shape my leadership journey and taking more decision. And this also incorporates into our Toastmasters journey. So as XCOM, we all have our valid designations, our valid roles. So don't always afraid or wait for somebody to approve your decision. Based on your experience, based on the rules, if you find that this must take place, take place. Because every opportunity has a shelf life and every decision making has a deadline. If you do not take right decision at right time, the opportunities slips away from us. So with that, I would encourage each one of you to utilize this learning that I had from mentors from past into your personal as well as professional life. With that, I would like to conclude that the leadership is not about having multiple followers. It's all about building more leaders. Thank you very much.
Toastmaster Ananda. Would you like to provide evaluation now? As you requested.
Yes, I would like to provide an evaluation now.
Please.
Thank you, Toastmaster Afsal, for giving such a wonderful speech. I got such wonderful takes back from this speech. One point that I got is don't second guess yourself. That is such a wonderful point that I got today, because I keep on wondering, is this right? Is that wrong? And that's such a wonderful point that I got from today. And every speech has recommendations and commendations. Let me start with the commendations. You are having such wonderful content, and you arrange your speech you arrange a speech point wise, and I loved how you did that. Um, the recommendations that I have for you are, you are having conversations in your speech with someone, and during that time, I would recommend that you change your voice and move a bit sideways, and pretend to be somebody else, so that we understand that you're having a conversation with that person. And you could use a bit of voice modulation in this area. And I also noticed that you keep on moving aimlessly, like you would move left and right continuously, and this could be really avoided. Because how this could be avoided is, when you're having your first point, you can stand one place. Making the second point, move to the other side. You're having a conversation, move to a left side. Being yourself, move to the other side. Do not keep going left and right. And I noticed that in the end of the speech, you said in conclusion. You don't have to say in conclusion, just conclude your speech naturally. You don't have to say the words in conclusion. Overall, I would say you had a great speech, and I'm looking forward to your other speeches, to challenge yourself. I would say include voice modulations and try to avoid walking aimlessly. But overall, you had a great content, and I would say and looking forward to your future speeches. Yes, thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Madam. Thank you, Toastmaster. Okay, thank you. So now that means call upon our second evaluator to introduce our speaker, target speaker. So she is a traveler, and she is a IT professional by profession. She is a IT professional, and she is the past president of Electronic City Toastmasters Club. She performed various roles, and she might be upcoming area director too. Toastmaster, over to you. To do objective for our target speaker.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ramkumar. For my target speaker, Toastmaster Rajesh, he'll be giving his persuasive influence on level 1, project 2. And the objective of his speech is the purpose of the project is for the member to learn and review basic methods for writing speech with a defined purpose and to present a well organized speech on any topic. Timer, please note the timing is 5 to 7 minutes. All the best to Rajesh, and over to Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Mayala. So now let me welcome our second speaker for this segment. So he is a Guinness Book World Record by making a longest dosa. He is a chef by profession. He is past president of Electronic City Toastmasters Club, and present he is serving as the area director in Yuan. So without further ado, let me call upon our next speaker, Toastmaster Rajesh.
Wow. Thank you so much.
Toastmaster Rajesh, P plus D is equal to yes. P plus D is equal to yes, Toastmaster Rajesh.
Thank you so much for the wonderful introduction, Toastmaster Sachin. Toastmaster Ramkumar. Once Alan Iverson said, when you're not practicing, someone else is getting better. Good evening, fellow Toastmaster and guest.
Good evening.
How many of you have learned driving through a driving school? Raise your hands. Most of us, even I also, a proud learner from the driving school. I filled the form and submitted, and I was eagerly waiting for the first day. And I was slowly opened the car and sitting to see. What a proud moment. That was my dream, to sit in the car. And my instructor started explaining the basics. Accelerator, brake, clutch, steering. I have only 2 legs. How do I control 3? I was surprised. How many things in see? He asked me to start the car. That was a proud moment. I'm starting a car, my own, and started. And slowly, I was adjusting the mirror while going. He asked me to brake slowly. And I was looking at him. You have to do one job at a time, not a multiple work. Is it okay? So while driving, you should focus only driving, not adjusting the mirror and seeing your beautiful face. No. So that's what the first experience. Then, somewhat, I learned the driving. But before that, you have to go to driving RTO office to get a license, right? When I was sitting, I was just remembering things. If you want to drive, how many things you have to see? See the right mirror, see the left mirror, see the rear view mirror, control the steering, look for the people, look for the dogs, and apply the brake, apply the accelerator, apply the clutch. Oh God, so many things. Am I learning a driving or launching a rocket? This many things sub factors. Finally, I did not give up. I said I learned, and I went to RTO office, and I was smiling very neatly. Oh, I have confidence. Why my body was shivering. And that person who's not smiling, who's entering that RTO officer. And he was sitting behind. Already sweating was started coming. And he asked me to start. I started. And he asked me to put a first gear, second gear, third gear, fourth gear. I was enjoying going. Suddenly he asked me to put a brake. And the vehicle got off, switch on again. And he asked me to take a U-turn. Sir, U-turn? There's no U-turn, right? You have to put an indicator and then how do you U-turn, you say? He was expecting me to put a hand and say like this, but I didn't. But finally, my driving school guy got the license. I was so happy. Yay! I did it. Yay! I did it. That's where started my problem. I asked my wife also to learn the driving school. See, vehemently denied. I did not know the reason for that. Because you want me to be the driver for the entire life. That day, I really thought, why did I go to the driving school? I would have been there simply in my home. But that was a fate. So we bought a car, a nice red car. I was touching the car. Oh, this is so nice. First day, I had a fear. I went inside. I started, but I did not move from there for puja and home. I called a driver and asked him to take to the puja, and we went to the home. I did not move the car. Next day, I took confidently and went to near the post and ran to the post. And the side window got damaged. So my wife said, "Did you learn driving seriously?" I said, "Yes." So that day, one thing was remind me that getting license doesn't mean that you have mastered the skill. Again, I went to the extra class by paying extra money to the driving school, 2 class, 1,000 rupees. I thought the confidence will come from there. And again, I started the car. The confidence did not come. The nervousness remained same throughout my car. So I asked my neighbor to help, and he was behind me and he was guiding entire sessions. Finally, somewhat I got the confidence and I learned the car. Now I have been driving more than 1 lakh kilometer and I came by car only. So what changed, my dear friends? Is it luck? What changed? It's only practice. Practice, confidence with discipline. That's what changed. I learned that formula in everyone's life, this formula is applicable. P plus C plus D is equal to S. That is practice plus confidence plus discipline is equal to success. So again, whenever you have some question in your life, whether am I able to deliver a speech with confidence, or am I able to attend the interview, or am I able to face the senior people? Yes, everything possible with this formula. Always remember, this formula is the self-guidance of your life. Once Bruce Lee said, "I fear not the man who has practiced 10,000 kicks once, but I fear the man who has practiced one kick 10,000. That is the power of practice. Oh, keep practicing because practice is the best of all instruction. Over to you, Toastmaster.
Wow. Thank you so much for this. That was a wonderful speech. I think everyone can relate. And even when I brought my new car, I kept in my parking place almost more than 6 months. And after that, I came out of my comfort zone and I started. Now I can drive like any distance. Okay. With that, let me call upon our third speaker for the segment. Before that, let me call his evaluator to provide his objectives. Let me call a mom who is a life coach, and earlier he is a R&D engineer by profession, and now he is enjoying books and doing meditation. Let me call Toastmaster Pavan Netai. Toastmaster Pavan Netai.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. So today I'm here. I'm going to evaluate Toastmaster Gajendra and this pathway that he is mastering at the present moment is presentation mastery at level 3, project 2, connecting with stories. So the purpose of this project is for the member to practice using a story within a speech or giving a speech that is a story. So thank you and wish all the very best to Gajendra. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Netai. Okay, now let me call upon our next speaker. Is from Vidisha, Madhya Pradesh, and by profession he is a IT professional. Last 22 years he is working as a project manager, and he likes traveling and reading and solving puzzles. And last time he has given a humorous speech. Let us see now what he will do. Let me welcome Toastmaster Gajendra. Toastmaster Gajendra, are you the third? Are you the third? Toastmaster Gajendra. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Sorry, I get unsettled when I wear this experience to people. This happened to me when I was 16 to 17 years old. And I was going to my mama's place. My mama, my maternal people, and we lives in a very remote village in the forest area. I took a bus from the city. I boarded at the stop. I deboarded at the stop. While I was deboarding, the conductor told me with a very crooked smile that you are the third. I came out of the bus. I was thinking, okay, I didn't pay much attention. I started walking. So before the village and this road, there is a big mango forest. And it is so dense that in the daytime, if you go, it will be dark. So I started, and it is around 2 kilometers inside. I started walking inside the forest. It was already dark. I was feeling a little bit very. Daily I walked 500 meters. And suddenly, somebody jumped across. Then another. Was taken a bit. What is that? I started looking, and I see 3 children. This much, and this much. All white, big eyes, fully naked. And they are mumbling something, chanting something. And a squealing sounded like a squeak. I was, this panic started setting. And these guys are just playing from here and there, coming in front of me, then just go, climb the tree. I could not understand what is happening. All my mind was getting down. I was panicking. I started running. Running. Almost 500, 600 meters away. When I was running, I saw on my left side, there was a person. And he has some extinguished fire. He is standing there. I saw, okay, thank God, there is somebody, I'm not alone. He's falling like. I went towards him. Before I start talking, I saw that this guy is constantly staring. And he's not staring at me, he's staring at the top of my head. And before I can say anything, he says, "Do you have a night box?" I said, "No, I don't have a night box. If you don't have a night box, you have to wrestle with me." His voice was harsh, until coming eerie from the heart. You have to wrestle with me, something like that. And I felt a little, who is this guy? Why is asking me in the middle of the night? Wrestling. I said that I have to move from here. And just when I was trying to get away in fear, I noticed his feet. His feet were turned backwards. My blood froze. I started running. Kept running till the time I came out of this forest. Forest ended at the outskirts of the village. There is a tea stall. There are two persons standing and shopkeeper. I went to them. So I went to them and I started narrating my story to the shopkeeper that I met. A few naked children in the middle of the night from nowhere. I saw one person who had mischief. So this shopkeeper is listening to me, and then he comes near me and says, "Sir, the feet were like this." And I immediately see his feet, and his feet are turning like. God. I kind of froze. I could not pull up any strength to move. And then these two people also saw. They started running. Once they start running, I also went behind them. They are going towards the forest. I am going opposite the forest. Running. There is a rickshaw. I sat on the rickshaw and I tell the rickshaw driver that you tell me to this house. Immediately take me out from here. This rickshaw driver says, "Please calm down. Nothing will happen. Don't worry." He narrates me the story that there is something in this forest. There is a spirit which lives in the forest, and he was some guard somewhere who always the third person who enters the forest, because he was killed by third illegal person entering the forest. He always doesn't let them enter. So anyway, we were talking, and then this guy takes me towards the lanes, and finally stops at one place. This place, I board out, and I say, "This is the same place where I started, the bus stop." So I yell at him, "Hey man, you brought me to the same place?" And he just turns and says, Sir, of course, you are the purpose. Thank you. And over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Videndra. I thought that you called me as a course. First one for the day, thank you. Okay. With that, let me call our next speaker. Before that, let me introduce our next evaluator. He is a senior engineer at Qualcomm, and he started his journey in the Toastmasters in the in Kiosk Toastmasters Club, and presently he is serving as a VPG in that club. Toastmaster Viswanathan, I'm inviting you to set our objectives of our target speaker. Toastmaster Viswanathan, over to you.
Yeah. Thank you, Toastmaster Ram. Good evening, Toastmasters and guests. I would like to introduce my target speaker's objectives. Her pathway is dynamic leadership, and she will be giving her level 1, project 1 icebreaker speech. The objective of the purpose of the project is to introduce oneself to the club and to learn the basic structure of public speech. Timer, please note, the speech timings will be 4 to 6 minutes. And one more request to the entire audience, please give a standing ovation to the target speaker once her speech is completed. Now, the speaker's name and details will already be revealed by the Toastmaster of the day, so over to you, Toastmaster of the day. Yeah.
Thank you, Toastmaster Viswanathan. Now let me call upon our icebreaker speaker. So he is 11 years experienced software engineer. Presently, he is interested to work in artificial intelligence. Other than profession, he is interested to sketch, and he is a painter, to paint, and he is interested to tell. He is a storyteller. So let us hear from her what is the stories he is bringing to us. Let us welcome Toastmaster Mahua Kandu. Wow. So, Toastmaster Mahua. Hello, this is one. Hello, this is one. Toastmaster Mahua. This is okay. So, hello, this is me, Toastmaster Mahua.
Today, I am going to share with you our journey. Journey of learning, journey of resilience, and journey of rediscovering of myself. Good evening, dear Toastmaster and guests. I am Moha, a proud mother of 4-year-old daughter Ambika Singh and 1-year-old son Abhi Pratap Singh. I have total 11 years of experience in IT industry. I was a person always trying to balance between a career, personal life, and my family life all together. I brought up in Kolkata. Later on, I got married in Uttar Pradesh. So in my life is beautiful combinations of different cultures, beautiful traditional and different experiences. My life taught me adaptability. My life taught me patience. My life taught me embrace all the challenges with certain habits. Apart from my professional journey, I am also a classical dancer. I love reading storybooks and I love painting and I love also teaching the stories to kids. You can also say me that I am also a very creative person and emotional and full of positive energy. Today, I am also going to introduce with you President Morua. It is not just a title. It is a journey which helped me to discover in uncertain ways. I think it was 2025. In a Toastmaster meeting, one of my very close friends told me, "Hey, Moha, Why not you become the president of We Toastmasters Club? Honestly, I was terrified. I have 2 years-old daughter. I have family. I have careers. I don't know how to handle the situation. Thousands of questions was arousing my head. Am I able to do the justice for this role? What happened if I don't able to continue the 6 months of journey? What happened if I fail? But you see, I always know in my mind that growth happens when you come out of your comfort zone. But this one decision can help me to give a transformational experience in my life. Become a president of a Wipro Toastmasters Club. It was not just assigning a roles or organizing the meeting. It was about the handling the uncertainty. It was about solving the problem. It was about the handling different team members. It was about the leading with impact. I would like to thank each and every member in Ecity Toastmasters Club and the Wipro Toastmasters Club who helped me, guide me, support me throughout these 6 months of my presidential journey. This journey also helped me to improve and give a lot of experience, exposure in different parts of my life. After having 2 kids, I was feeling that my career was end. I was stopped dreaming. Don't know how do I continue my journey. But believe me, my children opened the opportunity of door of opportunities. My daughter Amrita Singh asked me that why not, Mama, you open your storytelling club and teach my friends to story. So I started my journey. My appointment is the storytelling club. Slowly and eventually, his parents asked me that why not you are teaching the dance and the painting in your storytelling club. So I started doing that. So it helped me to develop my own sales and brushes storytelling class. And also, after some time, my daughter also told me, I started painting with my daughter. I never knew that this hidden artist was inside me. Slowly and eventually, I started discovering myself that I am also a very good artist. So, together, life also taught me that when you take challenges, when you take a lot of with the opportunity, so you will discover yourself. So today, for me, success is not for promotion, getting promotions or job. For me, success is getting a better versions of Mahua. It is about that I have become a great storyteller, writer, or dancer, or a better communicator. So before leaving, I want to give you a message that never underestimate any opportunities behind your fears. Today might be which responsibility you are avoiding or which you don't want to take the challenge. Might be it is going to open the door for your life. Toastmaster helped me to find my voice. Presidential role helped me to start my leadership journey. And motherhood asked me, help me to find my purpose. This all three together help me to become a better versions of myself, better Mohua. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Okay, great. 4 varieties of pictures we have witnessed today. Give big round of applause to all the speakers. Okay. With that, now the result period, we will call our evaluators and we'll listen what they will say. With that, let me re-invite our first evaluator, Toastmaster Mahua, Toastmaster Mayala, to provide revolution on Toastmaster Rajesh speech. Toastmaster Mayala, over to you.
Thanks, Ram Kumar. And I can see my evaluator online and driving. Okay, so timer, please start now. Okay. Um, so Rajesh, for your speech, when you're not practicing, someone else is getting better. What a punchline to start your speech. And it was the acronym that you used as your title. It was very catchy and for everyone to see what it the full form of it is. So to start with, the things I loved about your speech is that your confidence while giving your speech. It was like the car is in the meeting room and you are going to learn to drive, and then we were with you all the while. With your excitement when you go to the RTO office and when you see everyone's expression, the RTO officer smiles at you. So entire of it, I think we were all with you, and your excitement really stood out in the entire speech. I think that confidence is coming to you very naturally, Rajesh. So uh, that is the first thing that I loved about your speech. Your body language, your hands were, very confident and very open when you were expressing yourself. It was definitely adding a lot of value to each and every point and story or segment that you were going to in your speech. The third thing I would say is the concept of your speech, learning to taking a simple example of driving a car, going to the RTO office. So summing it up together, I think entirely the concept, the flavor that you put into your speech, I think it's definitely showing the essence of your story writing and how you are encapsulating everything. So a few suggestions, if I would recommend to your speech of your level 1 project to speech, it would be a few things that I have suggestions for you. It is the turning point of your speech where you spoke about you being hit at the post when you just took the car after getting the license. That was a turning point in your speech, but a little bit of pause there for everyone to sink in, and maybe a little, of course, the entire speech, you were very dramatic and there was a lot of humor, people were laughing, but a little bit of more drama, like, you were holding the steering and then, you were hit by the post. So this, yes, that part is, we could have bought a little more pause and a little more drama. And the second thing is the conclusion part. Maybe when you are I felt you were walking a little too much, so at the conclusion maybe you could halt. And the third thing is with the PCD. It's a very people it allows people to guess, but maybe a catchy one, or bringing in the right words together so that people remember even after your speech about your acronym. So overall, so that were my suggestions, but overall, Rajesh, a great speech, a great way of putting it all together, very creative, and we are definitely imagining your red car and you're driving. So kudos to the way you have written it, and all the best to you, and please drive safely. And yes, and over to the Toastmaster of the day, Ram Kumar.
Thank you, Mayala, for that
Wow,
feedback.
that was so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Mayala. Okay. So now let me call upon our next evaluator to hear evaluation on Toastmaster Gajendra's speech. Let me invite Toastmaster Pavan Netai. Toastmaster Pavan Netai, over to you.
Yes. Good evening again, all the guests and the Toastmasters.
Good evening.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. Gajendra, Toastmaster Gajendra did a wonderful job of giving a vivid description of all the incidents and all the things that happened in the journey. And well, you may be the third in the journey, but we are all the fourth, right? So we all traveled along with you, and hope us some luck so that we will also try coming safe. So well, the character description was so vivid, and we were able to see those small ghosts, and they were also roaming around us. and at the same time when you walked past and then you met another whose leg was turned around, and then you met another in the chai point. So all those different ways, I think it gave a vivid description, isn't it? So, and also one commendable thing that you did and you excelled at it is that you started with a hook saying that the conductor of the bus telling you that you are the third, and that it itself was very catchy what was coming. And then after that you gave a gripping story for all of us. And up next and also you made a roundabout and came to the same exact point, which is the perfection of any story, where you come to the same exact point and you're going to start it all over again. So this itself was a wonderful, and you excelled at it. My suggestion and an improvement point I would try to add is that you had wonderful stage presence. You used the entire stage, but I would also recommend that if you could use one section of the stage where the incident happened, maybe when the conductor told that you are the third, and then you move to the center of the stage where the entire episode of all the things that happened, and use the later or the last part of the stage where you met the auto driver, and again with roundabout you come back to the same exact point where the conductor left you. So that would have made a wonderful a vivid pictorial representation of your story. And voice modulation, because this is something which is very nice, which you could add on as a storytelling opportunity, where if you had given some voices for those small ghosts, and the ghost who was in middle and who was asking you something with a grumpy voice and a grave voice, and up next maybe the auto driver and the other one. So in that way you would have added some more imaginative stuff into the entire storyline. So you may be the third, and maybe you are probably the first to get out of it, and hope us and wish us some luck so that we also come along with you. Thank you so much. Over to the Toastmaster of the day.
Wow. Thank you, Toastmaster Pawan. Solution. Okay. So now let me recall our next evaluator to provide his evaluation on Toastmaster Mahubatun page. Toastmaster Vishwanathan, over to you.
Toastmaster Ram, am I visible?
Yes, you are.
And am I audible?
Yes, perfect.
Okay. Hello, everyone. I think Toastmaster Mahua gave a very gripping and engaging story of her journey. She started off as when she started the speech, she was a mother of two. She was an experienced employee. And then she mentioned how one of her friends told her about Toastmasters. And she didn't just join Toastmasters, she became a president of a Toastmasters club. As someone who is thinking about taking up presidency sometime in the future, that is itself very inspiring. But managing presidency along with parenting duties, work duties, personal life, truly commendable, ma'am. It is a really inspiring story. Now, I would like to share three main commendations and one main recommendation for your speech. Coming to the commendations, great content and story. The words and expressions you used really drove home the fact or the purpose, the point you wanted to make. It's a journey of learning and discovering. You started out as a mom of two children. You grew up in Kolkata. And then you picked up dancing, painting, reading, telling stories, and a lot of positive energy. You started family. You started a career. And then Toastmasters. Thousands of thoughts. You very nicely mentioned the theme, plugged in the theme, and mentioned growth happens when you come out of the comfort zone. You talked about how presidency is not just about assigning roles, it's also about handling uncertainty, solving problems. And at the time of giving this speech, you have completed 6 months of presidency. And it was not just that, you opened your mind to opportunities. your daughter mentioned, why don't you open a storytelling club? You started that. Then you started teaching dancing and painting too. And you mentioned when you give opportunities, challenges to yourself, that is when you grow. And success is not just about job promotion, it's also about discovering a new version, a bigger version of yourself. Great content and great story with a great takeaway. I would also like to mention that you had great vocal variety. When you were talking about your daughter, Mama, why don't you open a storytelling club? The innocence and the higher pitch of the voice. When you were positive energy, you had a louder and more positive, loud and what is it called? Effusive voice. But then when you were worried, work now, Toastmasters. Thousands of thoughts came in my head. Truly amazing. Great hand gestures which were effective. And one recommendation, I guess as a dancer, you are used to fluid movements. I felt that you could be a little more rigid here. Maybe you take one spot, plant yourself there and talk. Then while you are talking about another part, you move to another part and talk. So that is my only challenge for you. As you said, challenges help you become a bigger version. So I would like you to try a speech with only 2 speaking areas. One more minor recommendation was you could have a little more eye contact with online members. In conclusion, I fully believe you satisfied the objectives of the speech. I wish you all the best for your next pathway and your presidency journey. Thank you, and over to you, Toastmaster.
Wow. Thank you, Toastmaster Viswanathan. So, yeah, with that, we are at the end of our second segment. And today's is kind of multi-star ceremony. So, there was one more star coming, following me. Before that, let us hear from our timer, Toastmaster Deepak.
So here is my report for the speakers timing and also the evaluators timings. So first speaker Afsal took 6 minutes 51 seconds. And the second speaker Rajesh took 7 minutes 20 seconds. And the third speaker Gajendra took 7 minutes 49 seconds. And finally, the last speaker Mahua took 6 minutes and 18 seconds. And evaluator Amanda took 2 minutes 44 seconds. Second evaluator Mayola took 3 minutes 20 seconds. Third evaluator Pavana Nital took 2 minutes 54 seconds. And finally, the last evaluator GV Vishwanath took 3 minutes 42 seconds. That's all from my end.
Thank you, Toastmaster Deepak, for the timer report. Okay, so with that, we are end of our second segment of Speakerthon. Now, let me call upon our next Toastmaster of the day to continue the Speakerthon. He is a software engineer having 8 years of experience, and he is like all of us. He joined in Toastmasters to improve his communication skills. Without further ado, let me call Toastmaster Udaya to continue this Speakerthon.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ramkumar, for a warm introduction. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. We all love our comfort zones, watching movies and eating pizza on our couch. But do you know what grows on the couch? Our waste. But here we are. We left our cozy homes. We volunteered to speak in public. We even invite people to count our hours and arms. Are we crazy? Maybe a little. But this is exactly how we grow. Some people jump out of aeroplanes for a thrill. We give speeches. Welcome to a meeting where we trade our cozy sleepers for public speaking shoes. Let's get uncomfortable together. Moving to the speeches. Let me first introduce you to the timer of the segment, Toastmaster Sachin Kumar. Sachin is a member of Electronic City Toastmaster Club. He has served as a treasurer, VPPR, AVPM, and is currently AVP Education. Personally, he has 3.5 years of experience in healthcare.
Thank you. And the timer for this segment, we have prepared three prepared speakers and three evaluators. The prepared speech will be for 5 to 7 minutes. 6 minutes, I'll show the green card. 6 minutes, I'll show the yellow card. And 7 minutes, I'll show red card. Each speaker and each evaluator will have 30 seconds grace period. And until the speaker or evaluator finishes the speech or evaluation, I'll hold the red card. Yeah. I think we don't have any icebreakers. Thanks for
Let me introduce you to the language evaluator of the segment, Toastmaster Vasudha. She is doing her BTech from Dayanand Sagar College of Engineering, and she is a wonderful speaker and a very active member of our club.
Good evening, everyone. Today, I'm the language evaluator and I'm wearing a dual hat. So I'll also be the R counter who will see how many R's, and unwanted words you're using, or repetitive words you're using. Also, I'll be the grammarian too. So I will see what are the good usages, what are certain ways where you can improve yourself and to become a better communicator. So I'll come back with my report with suggestions, commendations, and recommendations to make us better communicators. Thank you.
Team, we are getting delayed for the segment. So let me introduce you to the first speaker of the segment. But before that, I would like to introduce the evaluator. Our evaluator for the speech is Toastmaster Amir Khan. Amir is having 15 years of IT experience. He has worked extensively in IoT, telecom, and automotive sectors. He has done a PE in computer science. Is he available?
No, he's not there. What is the name?
Amir Khan.
Do you have Shahrukh? Sorry, Amir Khan's number?
Yes. I texted him, he said he's over.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so there is a change of plans. To these only we will be evaluating the speech. He is a distinguished Toastmaster from our club. He is a very eloquent speaker and a very active member of our club. Toastmaster, to these opinions and comments.
Wow.
Yeah, thank you very much, Toastmaster. Today, the target speaker is attempting a project from Pathways. The purpose statement for this speech is the purpose of this project is to practice applying feedback and serve as a speech evaluator during a club meeting. And the purpose of this speech is for the member to present a speech and received from the evaluator. Feedback received from the evaluator. I believe that this is the second speech that you have been first speech. Okay. So there are two projects in this one. The first one, he will deliver a speech and receive the feedback. The second one, he will implement those feedback and deliver another speech. So I wish you all the very best for target speaking.
Okay, now let me introduce you to the speaker of the segment, Toastmaster Aditi Mehta. Aditi is learning to speak with clarity, confidence, and purpose. She lives by the mantra, courage begins with the first step. Please put your hands together for Aditi. Okay. Beyond perception, Toastmaster Aditi Mehta Toastmaster Adviti Mehta, Beyond Perception.
Quick audio video check, whether I'm audible to the last person. Also from online, everybody, am I audible to you all? Please one of you can confirm.
Rashmita, you can hear her, right?
Good evening, fellow Toastmaster and my dear prospective members. Let me begin with a question. How many of you have ever worried what other people thought about you? Please raise your hand. Okay, I'm also. Thank you so much. Let me ask you a second question. How many of you have tried to look successful rather than becoming successful? Let's be honest. I will not lie myself. So I have tried to look successful rather than being successful. So there was a time when I thought that success is all about being noticed. If my manager says that, Adviti, what a wonderful work. If people say you're contributing very good. And of course, if I post on LinkedIn and I get a lot of views, means, oh, that makes me feel successful. And there was a time when I used to spend a lot of time scrolling through LinkedIn rather than checking the mails, thinking that someone else will notice my achievement. And what happened is, after some time, I got a feedback from one of my team members. She was not a coach for me, she was neither manager. And she gave me 3 life lessons which really changed the way how I look towards people, towards success and the challenge. The first one she told is, build skills, not perception. She told me that perception can change in fact 7 seconds, but skill set can remain throughout your life. 7 seconds? People can change people can have an opinion about you within 7 seconds, meaning that by one mistake or one hard conversation, if they have a good feeling about you, that will change into proper direction. So what I felt was, what I understood is, why I'm thinking about building perception, why don't you focus on building my success? So instead of asking whether I'm being noticed by the people, I started asking how I'm becoming better today. So, my friends, think if we spend more time in improving ourselves rather than thinking of what people is thinking about you, whether our confidence will not be built up rather than on compliments, but on competence. The second lesson, what she told is, replace judgment with discernment. This discernment word was very new for me. What she told is, whenever you meet a new person, understand them before giving any judgment about them. I remember one time when in my project, one of our team member was not able to complete the deadline. And suddenly, all of us labeled him as irresponsible. But later, when we got to know his personal situation, all our sympathy went towards him. And what made me realize that he was the same person, but it was our mindset which changed the label for him. And it made me to understand that when we read just one chapter of a person's life, we believe that we know the whole book of that person. So now with that lesson, whenever I'm tempted to judge one person, I quickly rewire myself and ask, how much I know about that person? And the answer comes, no, I just know only one section of his life. So think, friends, like how much the world would be good if that judgment comes later than understanding the person. How much our relationship, our friendship, even our workplace would improve. Then coming to the third lesson, she told was build resilience with consistency. I, working in professional world, wanted to work in a very exciting project which has bigger opportunities and a very visible impact. But the reality is success only comes when you keep on doing the repetitive task. And also attend meeting of long hours, which could have been solved with a mail itself. She gave me advice when after attending the frustrated meeting, I just told to her, like, I really want to leave. I want to quit. She gave me advice that don't run away from the difficult task. Keep going. At first, I thought she will sympathize with me, but why she's giving a lecture? But later with time, what I understood was when a success is built in difficult times, when you do the difficult task in a repetitive mode, not in normal days. And with that, all these three lessons build skills, not perception. The second one, replace judgment with discernment. And third, build resilience with consistency. Keep going in my life. So today, I want you all to challenge yourself. Challenge you all that today, when you go home, ask yourself what new skills you are learning today, whom you have first tried to understand rather than judging themselves. And third one, when the tough is getting, how much you are consistent towards it. Because at the end, the world will know your reputation, but the choices which you make today will define your character. Over to you, team moderator.
Wow.
Let me introduce you to the second speaker of the segment. But before that, I would like to introduce the evaluator for the speech. The evaluator for the speech is Toastmaster Anu J. He is a technology lead at Infosys. He has completed 5 years as a Toastmaster this year. He loves to volunteer for anything under the sun that keeps him connected with the people at a deeper level. Please put your hands together for Anu.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster of the day. Toastmasters is about speeches. It's about evaluation, and it's also about mentoring. Today, my target speaker, Toastmaster Alfonso, would be taking her level 2 project 3 from her pathway, persuasive influence. In this project, the speaker is supposed to understand how Toastmasters envisions mentoring. At the same time, she's supposed to share with all of us what is her experience as a mentee or a protee. With that, I would like to wish my best to my target speaker, Toastmaster Alfonso. Over to you, Toastmaster.
Now let me introduce you to Toastmaster Alfonso. Alfonso is a software engineer who loves building solutions through thoughtful problem solving. She likes reading in her free time, especially content that offers different perspectives. Please put your hands together for Toastmaster Alfonso. The ripple effect of guidance. Toastmaster Alfonso, the ripple effect of guidance.
Thank you, Toastmaster Greg. So when it comes to this project, I would first like to open my speech by asking a question. How many of you had experience with mentorship before you entered Toastmasters? Can you please raise your hands? Before Toastmasters. Okay, so I can see a lot of you had that experience. And I personally have, like, when it came to this project and I thought about the mentorship experience that I've had, I thought about the people or one specific event that came into my life. And I realized that it was an amalgamation of things that brought me here. So I would like to start off by saying that mentorship, especially in the digital era, can come in so many ways. And I realized that the guidance that I got, it created a ripple effect in me, not just through a person or through some event. It happened via various digital avenues as well. Maybe it could be like a blog, or it could be like a YouTube video, or it could be just a book as well. So I would like to start off by phase one, which is my college life. So in college, of course, teachers play a very big role in mentorship, in guidance, but I've also realized that I can learn a lot through my peers as well. So I realized, especially from my project mates, one mistake that I used to do, or like setback, would be that when I had to come up with a project idea, I would end up spending hours and hours thinking about the perfect project that I could come up with and convince my teacher to take up. But then I saw my project mate. She wouldn't spend so many hours thinking about the best project and just procrastinate on it. She would rather just fix on a topic that she feels is satisfactory for that specific thing. And then she would try to create a problem statement or an approach accordingly and work hard towards making it the best topic or project possible. And then she would create a structured, systematic way of solving it, or like of coming up with an output in a span of 6 months. And through her and through my experiences in college in general, I've realized how much that systematic, structured way of solving a solution is so important in life. And I think when you go into a stream like engineering, it helps you really in honing your thinking process in that manner. Then comes the second phase, which was my internship experience. So when I was interning, I also over there realized some little nitty-gritty things about me, such as that if I had a task at hand, I would try to consume as much information as possible, even without thinking if it would actually make the task at hand. And then I would just spend hours perusing over like blogs or like watching a YouTube video and so on. And then later on, I realized that, no, actually, I didn't realize when my mentor at the time for that particular project told me that you don't have to spend so much of time just going through information. Instead, you can just like focus on the task, learning the very little information required to complete the task given, and then go on learning whatever learning you need. You learn it from the work at hand later on. And then comes the final phase, which is the phase between this college experience that I had and the internship experience. It was when I didn't have a lot of classes and I was sitting at home and I didn't really have a structure. I would sleep whenever I want to, wake up whenever I want to. And in that kind of phase, you would feel a bit directionless, a bit aimless. That's when you try to go for other avenues, and I realized that, and I was able to gain some experiences from a book that I read as well, which is Mastery by Robert Greene. So in that book, he talks about three phases, which is the apprenticeship phase, the mentorship phase, and the creative action phase. So as you can see, when it comes to mastering a skill, he shows us how important the mentorship phase is, that he creates it as the second point in his book, a second phase in his book. And he talks about how the mentorship process accelerates your learning and how you can avoid mistakes and time consuming procedures just by having a little bit of guidance in your life. He also talks about the importance of a protege, how a protege should be open and willing to learn new sorts of information, be adaptable to the guidance and get the guidance that they get, and also enact themselves in a way of humility. So these I try to enact in my own journey as well as a protege in whatever experiences that I come up with. And I realized through this third phase how important, how even a book can serve us as a mentor. And it was a very eye-opening moment for me. And through these three phases, I've realized how much meaningful mentorship is. And I would like to say that I'd like to lead the speech on a question by asking, are you all ready to leave that ripple effect of guidance in your future proteges the way that it did for me? Thank you.
Okay, we have a third speaker in the segment. So let me first introduce you to the evaluator of our third speech. Toastmaster Amir Khan. Amir is having 15 years of IT experience. He has worked at
No, this is a new speaker. There is a new speaker.
He has worked extensively in IoT, telecom, and other domains. He holds a BE in computer science and an executive MBA. He is a passionate Toastmasters, and his hobbies include watching comedy shows and playing cricket. The speech title is Vasudha, what is the speech title?
Oops, I had the wrong title.
Oops.
I had the wrong title.
Oops, I had the wrong
I hit the wrong title.
title.
I hit the wrong pedal. Oops, I hit the wrong pedal.
Hi, good evening, Toastmasters. So today my target speaker is Toastmaster Vasudha C. So she is her project title name is Oops, I hit the wrong pedal. So that comes under the pathway presentation marketing level 3, the project 3. So yeah, over to you. Vasudha.
Toastmaster Vasudha has been a member of our Toastmaster club for a long time, and she is doing her BE from Dayanand Sagar College of Engineering. She likes to play chess and Ludo. Okay, I need to tell the topic.
Yes.
Oops, I hit the wrong title. Toastmaster Vasudha. Toastmaster Vasudha. Oops, I hit the wrong title.
Vasudha, go get the car out of the parking lot. My mom screamed from the kitchen. And I just woke up from sleep. And I went inside the car with rubbing my eyes, who has no idea which is right, which is left, but sat in the car. Yawned and just calmed myself down. Because I had a tiny space to get the car out of the parking lot. What I didn't know, that my sleepiness would cost me 20,000. How? I think whenever I sit inside the car, I think myself as the heroine of Fast and Furious movie, where the song keeps running in my head. Na, 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 na. And I think as an F1 racer. Now, even in my sleep, even I was little drowsy, that was my thought. I switched the gear to reverse mode and started taking off. What I didn't realize was a brown pole which was on my blind side. And the car got stuck. And then I was like, what do I do now? Do I go back forward and damage the whole side panel? Or should I just stop right there? I came out of the car and started screaming. The only person I could scream that time was my brother. Anshu, come out soon. Because he's the expert of driving and he's the one who taught me how to drive too. And he looked at me, I looked at him, and then my mom also came out. She looked at me and she looked at the dent. And I was like, it's not my fault. It's not my fault. I didn't do anything. And I was so petrified of what's gonna happen when dad comes back home. And then my brother just took out of the car so that it's not more damaged. Now I was going back, and that day was my college too. So I started leaving for college, and my dad suddenly called me. Hello, can you give the call to mommy? I'm like, no, I'm actually outside. I can't give. And and internally, my brain was like, should I just say it now in the off? Like he's an office. Should I just reveal it to him that I've crashed his car, or should I just move? I was like, wait a minute. Why am I fearing? Why should I be fearing? When he's the one who always told me, hey, why are you not driving the car? Why are you not learning? Practice makes a man perfect. I was like, I'm just gonna just reveal it to him. Because my father never ever scolded me for doing something wrong. He might have instructed me to do something better, like improve what I've done wrong. And he always told me, it's a wrong statement to say out loud, but he's like, even if you hit, like, even if you put a bomb somewhere, you need to come and tell me. Even if you're a criminal, come and tell me. And that's always been the statements of standard. So I was like, Papa, Gary took it. He's like, oh, what? And he's in a, what do you see? So he's in an office, so he can't even express out loud. So, like, what? Like, what would you see scratch over there? And I'm like, he's like, okay, ठीक है, कोई बात नहीं, कुछ हुआ तो नहीं? I was like, no, everything is fine. And that's like, that just, no. And that sense of relief, that there's no burden in you of having a secret inside. There's no fear in you. And when you have Toastmasters, that's what happened in real life also. We sometimes do make mistakes. A lot of speeches that we heard today, many of them insisted upon a point that's stating, take a decision, take a choice, but never regret on top of it, learn from it. And similarly, my parents also encouraged me to do so. Similarly, there are a lot of incidents happening in my life where I always fear of taking that step to do something. Of should I really go and approach that person? Should I really go and take that certification? Is it okay for me to go and talk to the manager, or should I go to my HOD and ask for this permission? Always questioning yourself, questioning your decisions doesn't make it right. It does not help you move from where you are. I'm pretty sure everybody of us want to grow in our career. We do not want to be stagnant at one position and never be fearful of what we are doing, what decisions we are making. So that crash story, that is just a tiny incident. Multiple incidents like this has happened in my life where I am scared to admit my mistake. And my dear Toastmaster, admitting of what you have done wrong is always better for yourself and for others. I mean, I could have not said it to my partner. I could have just been silent about it. But I chose to say it. Because whom are we hiding the fact of our wrongfulness? Why should we hide our mistakes from others? If we know our mistakes, we can improvise on top of it. So, in conclusion, I just want to say, learn from your mistakes, don't hide from it, don't be fearful about it, and just grow together with that mistake. Thank you. Over to you.
Now let me call upon the stage Toastmaster Sudhi.
for the evaluation of our first speaker.
Well, success is very subjective. For some people, it's about accumulating the money that you want. For some people, it is delivering that speech and becoming the world champion. For some people, it is just being yourself. Thank you very much, Mehta, for that eye-opening question. What I really liked in your presentation today, number one, that catchy question. What is success? Do you feel that success means the looks or the perception? Two eye-opening questions we asked. That made me think as well. Is it always being nice that makes you successful? Or is it about the looks that makes you successful? Or is it just the perception? A couple of questions often eye for me and the audience to think, okay, there is something coming up. That was the book that gave me to think more about whether being successful or being about the judgment. Number two is the points that you gave. You gave 4 pertinent points that everybody would get involved in life or practice in life. First one is about success. It's not about the looks, but what exactly the success means. Second one is about judgment. Don't judge the book by its cover. That's the message that I was, right? Don't judge someone when you see them by the looks. Third one is more about the practice. The more you practice, you become the better. Fourth one, don't run away. You have to face the challenge. And she just not gave the points, but she gave real examples from her own life. How she implemented those parts, especially when she said, today, I don't judge people by the looks. I think before I perceive someone. Don't go by the looks. All pertinent examples that she gave so that she can imbibe as well. You know for sure that it has worked for her. Why can't we imbibe those points in our lives? And your speech definitely had a strong call to action. You ask the audience, Toastmasters, why can't you implement these 4 points in your life? Today, don't go by the looks of the person, but before you check, think, take a thought and think. Now, if I have to give you a couple of suggestions, number one would be considering that you got 4 nice, amazing messages from someone who is not your mentor, but someone else. I want to know who is that someone, because when you name the person, that makes me feel that, okay, he's the authentic. Today, I received the feedback from my fellow colleague, Virya, and she told me 1, 2, 3, 4. That made this speech much more authentic for us also to get down. Also, probably if you could reduce those points to 1 or 2 points and give more examples, I know for sure that otherwise it's going to be a brain drain for all of us, right? 4 points we cannot remember. Reduce to 2 and conclude. Overall, Toastmaster, your speech had pertinent questions, hook to connect to, take away, call to action. If you could just implement, be authentic and reduce the number of points so that we all can work on those points. I'm sure that is that you will be more natural and you will be appreciated. Thank you.
Now let me call upon the stage Toastmaster Anuj for the evaluation of our second speaker, Toastmaster Alphonse.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster of the day. Congratulations to my target speaker, Toastmaster Alfonza, for completing her level 2 project 3. I'll start with what she excelled at in her speech. The opening of the speech hit bullseye when you want to grab the attention of the audience by asking a question. Throughout the speech, she built how her experience has been as a mentor, mentee, while she was at college, as an intern, or in between the 2 stages. And towards the end, she left us with some learnings from one of her books that he had read by Mr. Robert Gray. Content-wise, I would give her probably 8 out of 10 points for creating that speech. This project focused mainly on the content of the speech when it said that the speaker has to focus on how Toastmasters envisions mentoring. And next, she has to share her experience as a mentee. Now, coming from my suggestions, what can be improved upon? The first objective was how Toastmasters envisions mentoring, which I found in the speaker's missing. Probably that is something you could add. Now, the second thing that she did was she tried to explain her question. She tried to explain what her speech was about. It's like explaining a joke before you're probably starting with a joke. That is not needed. In the speech is a performance. You can directly begin with your speech. Just ask the question, how many of you have experience as a mentee? The second suggestion from my side would be regarding the body language. So there were times where I could see that you were kind of oscillating, standing at the same. Probably that with more awareness, you can improve on that. And most of the time while you're speaking, your hands were either in front of you or just moving like this. From body language perspective, that is something that can be worked upon. Now, another thing that I would like to challenge you with is try using conversations, especially when you had with your colleague, the project mate, or with your mentor as an intern. That would have grabbed more attention from the audience rather than making it kind of monotonous, right? So that would have given you more opportunity as a speaker also to more effectively use the stage. Although I could see that during the 3 stages, you were trying to move around on the stage. Another observation that I made was, although you talked about being in project, working on project, being an intern, and suddenly the third point was to move to something in between. It has to be in sequential, either chronological, reverse chronological, or one of the categorical view. So you kind of brought something that has already passed in the future into between the two things, right? So it would have been sequential so that people can understand it better. All in all, great way to write a speech. Improvement should be probably you could go through the objectives once again to understand that Toastmasters mentoring is something that we have to explain to the audience. Great speech, great Toastmaster Alfonso. I wish you for the next. Over to you.
Now let me call upon the stage Toastmaster Amit Khan for the evaluation of our third speaker, Toastmaster Basu.
Congratulations to my target speaker, Toastmaster Vasudha Singh, for completing presentation mastery level 3 project. So you started with your great experience, that is sparking experience. Your presentations and gestures are good. So the discussion and conversation between you, your mother, brother, and yourself looks real. So it looks good that when you got a call from your father, so you changed the expression. And throughout the speech, what I feel is you are enjoying. So yeah, audience are enjoying the conversation, what is happening between your family. So beyond the audience, you are also enjoying. That is a good part, what I feel. So throughout you're smiling. So these are the very good points what I have found out. So some improvement points what I can feel is, if you are admitting your mistakes, or if you are telling that when I got a call from my father, when I'm getting afraid to tell something to your father, the expression is like a happy expression. So it should be like, oh, I got afraid. The expression should have changed. So throughout the expression, what I feel is a happy expression. So I think that needs to be corrected. And the second thing is, sometimes you are moving, sometimes you are standing. So the consistency needs to be maintained. Means not too much of moving, not too much of standing. So some consistency has to be maintained. And you need to work on the expression that, yeah, it's good that throughout your speech, you are smiling, you are enjoying, that is good. But sometimes if the expressions need to be changed, afraid expression or some other expression, that has to be changed. So these are the improvement points what I can record. Overall, it's a great speech, great experience. All the best for your futures.
Now let me call upon the stage the timer of the segment, Toastmaster Sachin Kumar, to present his reports.
Thank you, Mr. Sundar. We had three speakers and three evaluators for the last segment. First three speakers, they were in time limit. Like everyone were in yellow card. Like Varditi was in 6 minutes 29 seconds. Alfonso 6 minutes 4 seconds. Vasudha took 6 minutes 27 seconds. As a evaluator section, there were three evaluators. Out of three, two were in time limit. Anuj took 3 minutes to 8 seconds, and Professor Samit Khan took 2 minutes 10 seconds. So this was 5 seconds, like 3 minutes 10 seconds. I'm done with the timer. Thanks a lot. Wow.
Now let me call upon the stage the language evaluator of the segment, the Toastmaster Vasudha.
Good evening, everyone. I'm back with my report. So, firstly, congratulations, everyone. There were not many bad usages, and I couldn't really identify. So, kudos to you on that. Now, let me highlight some good usages which I could note down. From Adviti's speech, where build skills, not perception, build resilience and confidence, consistency, and many more such good usages. And I would like to congratulate distinguished Toastmasters Sudhesh Opi, Toastmaster Anuj, Toastmaster Rahman Khan for flawless speech. There were no arms, even Toastmaster Alfonso. Adviti, one small thing, you had no clutch words like such words, but you used so a lot of times, and rather than also was repetitive a lot of times. So try focusing on that. One quick suggestion to everyone for their future speeches would be, instead of rushing through the speech, or if you're forgetting something in your script, do not use these words. You can just take a brief pause to embrace the audience, like embrace the speech, and you can have a pause to deliver your message in confidence. So let's challenge ourselves in our future speeches and others. Thank you.
Awesome.
Since now we are done with our speeches and evaluations, I would like to conclude the theme by saying our evaluators roasted us, our timer flashed red card at us, but we stood strong. We are now better speakers. We proved the quote, growth really begins where comfort ends. Thank you everyone for the opportunity. I would like to hand over the stage to Toastmaster President Dr.
Thank you very much. So I'm pretty sure all of you enjoyed this good long marathon. So I first of all like to thank all the role takers, starting from Sergeant Accounts, all the chief Toastmasters of the days, the tag role players. So thank you very much for making this a great event, and special thanks to Sudhesh Opi and Vasudha Singh, who jumped in at a very last moment and took care of a speech and one evaluation. Toastmaster Amir Khan, we missed you, but we truly appreciate you being here along with Toastmaster Anuj. So these are the two evaluators who are in person. So it really, like adds a lot of value. Thank you so much. With that, I think we would like to go ahead and quickly release a poll, and we would also get a QR code here for everybody who is present to mark their votes for the winners or the role takers.
So just want to clarify, my name is Anuj, not Anuj.
Anuj.
It sounds like some rapper.
Thank you very much. Okay. We will have a quick 1 minute for this. So please click on the first one, vote for today's best speaker and role players. Most alignment.
We have okay. The auxiliary, okay, the last.
Yeah,
Okay, so it looks like we missed one timer, Alfonso, for her, and she was one of our auxiliary role players. Yeah, okay, so.
I mean, I don't mind. I already put a speech.
Okay, thank you, Alfonso, for that, presentation. So, all right, so I think we would announce the results in a couple of minutes. In the interest of time, I'd like to have one guest here to share their feedback. Can I have one person? Yeah. I request if you share your feedback, how did you find the meeting went, and if you have any scope of improvement for all of us as a plan. What's your name?
Shiva.
Shiva, all right.
Yeah. Myself Shiva. So this is our first meeting. So I've been planning from long time to come and experience the at least one meeting. So it's been very helpful and the way it functioned and the way it went through. So I enjoyed throughout the session and it gave me a perspective like it doesn't feel like I'm new to the club. It felt like everyone is known and everyone is greeting. So it went very happy way for me.
And maybe I think we could quickly invite Anuj and both of you for 1 minute to share your feedback how the club functions and if you have, because as you're coming from a different club, I'm sure like you have a diverse experience. So any suggestions or scope of improvement that you'd like to hear?
So, it's my first time attending a regular meeting. I attended contest before, so I'm really amazed how before the meeting starts, everything is in order. So kudos to the SA and everybody who switched roles so effortlessly. It was really transparent to us as an audience. So I believe behind the scenes, whatever is going on, they're doing it very well. So I would give you probably something that we can learn from Ecity at Infosys. Yeah, very well done. Sure.
Happy for the XA team that very close to SA team. But so he's so busy that he doesn't even have time to take the readings. Okay, America.
Yeah, that is other part. I'm a part of Tasmic Leaders Toastmasters Club, the community club after coming out. So these are first time I'm coming to this concept. So what is it? Online club. So this is the first time I'm coming in person. So the way you organize the SSA, the speakers, the evaluators and all that. So this is a new experience for me to. So when when Sachin called me and asked me for the evaluation in person, I quickly jumped into it. So I want to experience this because for the past 2 years I'm experiencing the online meetings and all this. I want to experience in person. So I'm happy to attend. So I would like to thank Sachin for learning. It's a great experience.
One of the guests today was Speakerthon, which is a very special segment Electronic City Club takes pride in. So we had 10 speakers and 10 evaluators, and on Speakerthon, we always find excellent speakers to have diverse feedback. The next one that's happening on 8th, that will be a standard meeting where we will have speakers as well as table topics where guests can also participate, and the venue will be the same, time will be 4 p.m. to 6:30 p.m. Our Vice President of Education shall go ahead and release the poll right now for all the members to go ahead and nominate and with their respective votes. Yes, with that, I think we would just announce the results. But before that, one last announcement. as all of us know, and I think most of us already renewed. So the Toastmaster International revises their fee effective August the 3rd from $60 per term to $72. That's a $2 increase per month. The club vice president membership as well as treasurer have been working tirelessly ensuring that the renewals are done. So I'm very proud to share and kudos to the team that we so far have 52 renewals out of 55 members. Just to let all of you know, our renewal is effective October 1st. We are just concluding July. By end of July, we had 32 renewals and majority of them are dual renewals. Dual clubs, right? That's a wonderful achievement. So somebody who has not, but would still like to secure the earlier price, the self-pay is enabled. If you have to, like use your credit card to make the payment, please feel free to do that. And then you can connect with Abhishek and Ankita for your club membership fees. So thank you so much. And let's see the winners. So best speaker for today is Adviti Mehta. Adviti, can I have the please click in the page. Oh no. That's it. Best evaluator goes to distinguished Toastmaster Sudesh. Best role player. So this is among all the Toastmasters. It goes to Toastmaster Ramesh Dharmarajan. I think we need a very special picture for Ramesh. Ramesh has promised himself to open up and take as many roles as well as speaking slots. So it's just congratulations. And the best auxiliary role player goes to Vasudha Singh. This is for the language evaluator, which is a combination of grammarian and author. Congratulations, Vasudha. But everybody did a wonderful job. Alfonso, apologies for not having your name, but you did a wonderful job as well. So once again, let's congratulate and appreciate each one of us for being here and having our roles to the highest potential. With that, as the president or presiding officer of Electronic City Toastmasters Club, I declare meeting number 562 closed. Let's gather for a quick picture and sit.
Officer, stop recording.